Why would I never start somebody off on a parasite purge or any form of detox like heavy metal, Lyme, mold, you name it? Why I wouldn't do that first and why you should never do it first either is because that is not how you're going to get the maximum results. And honestly, it's a little scary because I have seen and worked with a ton of people who that's exactly what they did. They jumped right into a parasite purge, a heavy metal detox, going after mold or Lyme without opening up and supporting their drainage pathways first. They ended up getting massively sick, feeling worse, and they were really angry. They honestly were losing a lot of hope because they were given all of this hope with, when you address this, you'll feel so much better. And it's true, you will. However, you got to do it step by step. And I know my name is Tox Detox. I fully anticipated being the channel where I talk about doing detox properly. And that's exactly what I'm doing, is there's steps to detoxing that we must take in order to get the maximum results. So let's talk about why I wouldn't do that and what would be the steps that I would take first before ever putting anybody on any form of detox. All right, first off, what I'd like to do is I would like to explain to you guys what our detox pathways do. So I want to do that with a little story. So imagine you guys are coming over to my house. I'm throwing a massive party for all of my viewers to come and hang out and meet me and to talk drainage and to talk detox and to have a grand old time. And what I do is I cater it. I have a bunch of food. We have beverages. We have like party favors. There's confetti and balloons and music playing, and every room in my house is open for you guys to visit, to try out my vibration plate and my rebounder and, you know, all of the things that I have. It's an open house. You can come whenever you want. We have a great time. By the end of the night, though, after having hundreds upon thousands of people coming in through my house, I'm left with a mess. Every room has plates and food and confetti, and there's balloons on the ceiling, and there's dirt on the floor because we didn't take our shoes off, and, you know, my countertops are sticky from drinks being spilt, and I literally have just stuff everywhere. Well, I want you to imagine that my house is actually your body. And every room in my house is a different organ or gland. And so every day, your body throws a party. It takes food and nutrients from the blood supply, and it makes energy. It has a grand old time. The problem is, after it makes energy, there is a lot of waste product that's created, and that's normal. But the problem is, if we don't clean up that waste product, if we don't move it, if we don't remove it from the house, if we don't remove it from the body, what happens is it just continues to build up. And if we end up having, like, let's say we find mold in our house and we don't clean up after 10 parties in a row. Let's pretend I threw 10 parties 10 days in a row to accommodate everybody, and I didn't clean up once between those 10 days. My house is getting pretty gross, and then we find mold. And instead of cleaning the house and cleaning up all the garbage and the leftover food and the stickiness and picking up and opening the windows and opening the doors, I just bring a mold remediator into my house and I go, okay, yeah, have at it. How well do you think that that mold is going to be remediated? It's not. The same thing happens with a detox. So if we don't clean everything up, we're not going to actually be able to go in and detox, meaning remove the parasite or the pesticide or the heavy metal or the mold or the Lyme that is in our body. So these are the steps that I do before I ever take somebody through any form of detox using like chelators or killers or any of those things. Dr. Caitlin here, and I wanted to take a quick second to do two things. First off, thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching my videos and learning lymphatic drainage alongside me. It means the world to me. Number two, if you're new and you're still not entirely sure about what to do, how to do it, how to implement it, or you just have some questions, what I'm doing is I'm doing a totally free training from October 6th through the 10th from noon until 1 Eastern Standard Time. Now, don't worry, if you can't make that time, you will get access to the recordings. But in order to do and gain access to the recordings along with Join Me Live, you do have to register. So click the link below, register. And then what you want to do is you want to make sure you're getting emails from me and my team at info@doctoxdetox.com. That's how we're going to communicate with you about the event, about anything that we're talking about. If I'm giving you, anything like downloads, you want to make sure we have the right email, and you want to make sure you're getting emails from us. So I'm, again, so thrilled that you're learning lymphatic drainage, and I am super excited to see you guys in that free training October 6th. Thanks for being here, and happy draining. And this is something that I hope that you guys really take into consideration. If you're going to be working with somebody, these are things that should be implemented before a detox is ever done. All right, first and foremost, lymph. Let's talk about lymph. Lymph is the waste product. It's the sewage system of our body. So I want you to go back to that house analogy, that big party, and every room is ultimately my lymphatic system. Every organ, all the waste in there is the lymph. If we don't clean up that lymph, if we don't go in and clean up all of the plates and the cups and the food and the glitter, and yes, I would absolutely have glitter at my party, the balloons and the confetti and the streamers and all the things, not much is gonna happen. So that's what we gotta do first, is we gotta support our lymph system. I always, always, always do that. After lymph, the next thing I do is I support liver. Liver, I want you to think of as like sorting things out. It's ultimately going through all this stuff and figuring out, is this waste? Is this recyclable? Is this compostable? And you're going through and you're like literally sorting through all this stuff. And all the waste goes in one, all the recyclables goes in another bin, and all the compostables go in the third bin. So your liver is ultimately like sorting things out. It's breaking things down into smaller products. So some, like maybe one waste product might be actually landfill, but you might be able to recycle some of it. So that's what the liver does, is it breaks it apart and separates it out. So instead of having like just one big trash bag, you end up with 3. And then from there, we also support gut and kidneys. Gut and kidneys is ultimately what removes the waste from the property. So think of like the recycling truck, the compost truck, the garbage truck, that all removes the garbage from your house. Gut and kidneys remove the garbage from your body. So if one of those steps isn't working, nothing's gonna happen. You're not gonna be able to remove the parasite, the mold, the heavy metals, the anything. So we gotta make sure that we support those 4 things. Now, some simple things to do at home, and I know what you're thinking is like, okay, great. 1, how do I do that? And 2, how long do I have to do that? I would say minimally 30 days. I've never worked with somebody where we haven't focused 30 days on those drainage pathways. And some of the things that I implement, and it's going to be different per person. And please understand, this is not any type of medical advice. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you guys some ideas or some things that can be done in order to support drainage pathways. So for lymph, 100% clearing the specific 7 every single day. And for some of you, it might be twice a day. And then after a little bit, I start to incorporate either manual massage, so getting the lymph vessels clearing and moving a little bit better, or rebounding, or vibration. Dry brushing might be another option that I will throw in. And if somebody has a lot of congestion, I might suggest doing things like drinking Cleaver's tea. That could be a really good thing. Or focusing on diaphragmatic breathing to make sure that we're clearing the deep lymph. So those are just some of the things that I would do, some, not all, for lymphatic drainage. And again, this is all customizable per person based on what they have going on. The next, for liver, what I usually do is castor oil packs. Why I like castor oil packs is because they're simple to do. You usually start wearing it for about an hour, and I like my clients to work up to wearing it overnight. The longer you wear it, the more benefits you get from it ultimately. And so castor oil pack is a big thing. I also talk a lot about enemas. I might start somebody off on a water enema just to clear the gut, especially if somebody is not pooping. Sometimes we're not pooping because our colon is dehydrated. So using something like a water enema can help rehydrate the colon and get things moving. But then we can also move on to things like coffee enemas, or enemas with like probiotics in it, or electrolytes in it. And so enemas can be super beneficial for both the liver and the gut. Other things for gut would be making sure you're chewing your food, making sure we're cycling in like pre and probiotic foods. So prebiotics could be anything from like Jerusalem artichoke hearts to jicama to onions to garlic. And P.S. Those are all some of my favorite foods. I eat them daily, maybe not artichokes, but I do eat the other stuff pretty close to daily. And then like the probiotic foods would be anything ferments. So like sauerkrauts and kimchis and, you know, like fermented veggies. It could be like carrots and pickles and that kind of stuff, but it has to be fermented, not just pickled. So those would be some of the things that I would recommend doing, not to mention incorporating abdominal massage. And then there's always a sympathetic component, meaning we want to down-regulate our sympathetic nervous system. So working on vagal tone exercises. So it can be anything from humming to gargling to vibration ball to singing, chanting, meditating, whatever works for you, but working on shifting into a parasympathetic state. Because if we don't do that, if we don't open the doors and windows, if we don't clean out all the garbage before we start going after mold or an infestation, we're not going to be able to clear it out. I hope that analogy was helpful. I hope that if you're contemplating doing a detox, that it didn't scare you, because detoxes can be extremely powerful. They can be very, very beneficial when done properly. But you just got to make sure that you open up and support your drainage pathways first before you start to stir a whole bunch of other stuff up that's been there for a while, which is contributing to why you feel the way you feel. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if this information interests you and you want to know more about how to support your drainage pathways, please hit the subscribe button. I would be so honored if you did. And let me know below what information you guys want more of. And I will do my very best to come back with helpful videos to give you guys the information that you're looking for. Thanks for being here and happy draining.